What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Micah. We're going to be speaking on the Pisces for this message. What we have for the Pisces. All right, the first one we have is I will marry you, a symbol of commitment and perseverance, right? Commitment's been coming out a lot in my readings. Seems like a lot of people is probably being committed to things. So this could be a confirmation of commitment, right? If you guys just met somebody, then this could be committing as far as them wanting to marry you, or be commitment in the relationship. As far as your career that you just started, this could be implying that maybe we need to make sure that we're first and foremost committed to what we're going to be pursuing, right? So commitment came out for you guys for my Pisces. Let's see what else we have for the Pisces. All right, and the next one we have for you guys is embrace the flow of life, right? Things are going to be like a roller coaster ride, up and down. We just got to kind of, learn from different situations as they come. You know what I mean? This is called embracing the flow of life. We got to be able to embrace every situation, negatively or positively. We got to be able to gain something from it or retrieve something from it. Kind of like a hidden gem or blessing in disguise type of vibe, right? So let's just make sure we're going with the flow of life, right? Not getting stressed out about things we can't control, right? That's one of the biggest things I can give to you guys. All right, what's next for the Pisces? All right, so next one we have is confirmation of relaxing, right? I don't know if you guys need to just relax. Now, listen, when it comes down to relaxing, you need to relax your mind. When it comes down to relaxing your mind, sit in a room, no TV, no television, no radio, no none of that, and just relax, right? If you have kids, of course, you can teach them to relax as well, mind free, and just kind of just not always associating things coming into your mind, but more so focusing on just exploring your past. Make sure you're thinking about things that you've overcame. Just letting your mind wander. Instead of just sitting in front of a TV and relaxing your body, let's start relaxing our mind, because that's one of the key points to thinking outside the box when it comes down to thinking about situations. Your mind controls your body, so you might as well relax your mind, right? So make sure you guys are relaxing your mind. I don't know who needed to hear that. Let's see what else we have for the Pisces. Next one we have is know your worth, right? It's very important. It's very important to know your worth. It's very important to know where you stand at, know who you are. Now, you don't have to be arrogant, nor do you have to be insecure. But it's about meeting that middle. Meeting that middle means being confident, not arrogance or insecure about yourself, but more so being confident about yourself, being confident that you can handle any situation that that's been put in front of you. These are only being put in front of you because you can handle it. God's not going to give anything you can't handle. So just keep that in mind, and know your strengths and know your worth, right? Also know your weaknesses. Know where you're weak at, because that way you can improve those things and you can practice those things. And you're willing to practice those things because you're not arrogant about it, right? So it's important to know you guys' worth, know where you stand at, so you can know where you're going, right? Next one we have for you guys is silence, right? It's important to, sometimes you have to remain silent in this situation. Sometimes it's okay to, speak less than you actually show. In fact, when you're starting a new journey and you're around certain people that are unsteady, or they have shown in the past little situations of jealousy or envious or not really supportive relationships, then moving forward, what I want you guys to do is be silent as you make these moves, because sometimes when you tell somebody something, they can talk bad upon it, which can actually throw black magic on it to jeopardize what you had going on. So sometimes you need to be silent, right? I don't know who need to hear that, but just be silent sometimes in situations and let time tell. I feel like with the time card that was there, the ill time situation that they had, like, okay, for this, how they have like a little time thing, I feel like that's indicating of like time will tell, right? So sometimes you got to be silent and allow time to tell. Next one we have for you guys is scared center, right? And this could be like balance, right? I'm picking up like a seesaw effect. So this could be like balance, like having balance in your life, work life, friend life, relationship life. All of these things have to have balance. Make sure you're not doing too much of one thing, right? Kind of like if you guys were to go out for a run, right? You're not going to overly run, right? Because you still want to make it back home, right? So make sure you have a balance. Make sure that you guys are, and have your own type of balance as well. You got to be unique with yourself. You got to be aligned with yourself, right? No one else can really put you on a certain workflow or things like that. You have to design your own balance to it. So as long as you're balanced with it, then that's all that really matters. Have a balance with everything that's going on, right? Make sure you're not excessively, spending. Now I wouldn't say spending too much time, but if you're gonna do it, make sure it works out. Get curious. Get Curious came out for you guys, right? It's very important, or I wouldn't say it's very important, but what I will say is it's a huge benefit to seeing things beyond black and white, right? And I'm not talking about colors. I'm talking about like the basic, oh, you see somebody driving a car. Like, if your mind goes to say, okay, you see somebody driving a car, but they're driving on the left side of the street, like, looking into more details than just driving a car. I know it sounds very, like, extra, but it's very important. Like, if we start to think of things, like, ahead of the time, you know, that could prevent a lot of things. Like, okay, for example, let's say you're trying to make a decision, right? Instead of you making a decision off of right now and saying, okay, should I make this decision to try my business and things like that? Oh, but what if this happens? Because typically we sort of go to the what if parts. Like, we're thinking of right now, we're gonna go of, do I have enough money, this and that. But if we go forward, like say we'd say 10 years down the line, where do we want to be at in 10 years? You know, that's just thinking ahead. That's not thinking. Let's not think straight black and white. It's kind of like, okay, for example, one time before I was working at this specific job, I volunteered, right? And other people around me, they thought black and white. They thought, oh, well, you're not getting paid from it or whatever. I volunteered. I knew my intentions behind it, and I didn't expect for me to get a job a year later after I was already working another job, which I have another detail on that. I was working this other job, and I told my manager I can work any place, anytime. Just put me in. And I ended up I was working 20 hours. They scheduled me for 20 hours a week, but I ended up working 60 hours a week. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I didn't have no kids or relationships or nothing at the time. So that's what I'm showing you guys, like, not thinking black and white, not thinking what is presented to you, but more so thinking above and beyond to what it is, right? And this can actually change your and I didn't know if it was possible, but I got curious. I asked the question. So it's just about getting curious and just seeing what else is out there, right? We have ebb and flow, right? It's important that when you guys go through life that you guys understand how to maneuver, right? Things happen, you got to keep going. Time is not stopping for nobody, right? So it's important to keep going. One clever trick that I've learned is just kind of just reflect on, okay, if this is so, what's that? Like, train my mind for the worst situations. That way, if it happens, I'm able to go through with it. Like, I've already trained my mind that, look, you know, life is not promised. So anybody around me can perish, God forbid. But I've already trained my mind that way to be able to handle these situations as they come, right? So maybe you could do the same, or even with your career choice and things like that. Anything can happen. Anything can go left. We just got to kind of prepare our minds for it to be able to work through those situations as they come, right? So ebb and flow of life, right? So there's one of the, these are the couple of the messages that was for you guys for the Pisces, your daily reading. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And I will see you guys on the next spiritual video.